The Epstein files are back in the headlines, and once again, they're bringing some of the biggest names with them. This time, it's former President Bill Clinton who's getting caught in the spotlight. Now, Clinton has always denied ever setting foot on Jeffrey Epstein's infamous private island in the Caribbean, the one that's been at the center of disturbing allegations involving underage girls. But here's where things get murky. He did admit to flying on Epstein's private jet, the same one that got dubbed the Lolita Express, back in 2002 and 2003.
Any comments on the alleged allegation of your connection with Jeffrey Epstein?
In his recent memoir, Citizen, Clinton finally spoke at length about the whole situation. He said he used Epstein's plane for work related to the Clinton Global Initiative, humanitarian stuff, and he insists that all of this happened before Epstein was convicted of sex crimes in 2005. Here's what Clinton wrote. The bottom line is, even though it allowed me to visit the work of my foundation, traveling on Epstein's plane was not worth the years of questioning afterward. He added that he always found Epstein a little strange, but had no idea about the crimes he was committing. According to Clinton, the last time they were in contact was before Epstein's 2005 arrest. Clinton also claims he only met with Epstein privately twice, once at Epstein's Manhattan townhouse, and once at the Clinton Global Initiative offices in Harlem. But some photos and testimonies have raised eyebrows. For example, Clinton was once pictured getting a back rub from Chante Davies, a flight attendant on the Lolita Express who later became one of Epstein's accusers. She said the massage happened during a layover on a humanitarian trip to Africa. And then there's Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's most well-known accusers, who claimed in 2020 that Clinton had visited the island, though she didn't accuse him of anything directly.
However, when asked whether the former president was a witness to the sexual abuse of minors, Ms. Giuffre said yes, he would be a witness because he knew what my purpose there was for Jeffrey, and he visited Jeffrey's island.
Another woman, Johanna Schoberg, testified that Epstein made a disturbing comment about Clinton's preferences.
So the question from an attorney was, did Jeffrey ever talk to you about Bill Clinton? And she said that he said one time that Clinton likes them young.
Again, there's no evidence that Clinton participated in anything criminal, but that line certainly sparked serious concern. Even Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's longtime associate, confirmed that Clinton had flown on Epstein's jet, though she didn't know how often. And then there's that painting. Jeffrey Epstein reportedly had a bizarre portrait hanging in his Manhattan mansion. Bill Clinton, in a blue dress and red heels, lounging on a chair and pointing at the viewer like Uncle Sam. The piece, titled Parsing Bill by artist Patrina Ryan Clyde, was first revealed after a guest at Epstein's home snapped a photo and shared it with the Daily Mail. Some believe the blue dress is a reference to Monica Lewinsky's infamous stained dress, while others think it resembles something Hillary wore in 2009. But seriously, how could this not be a message? Whether it was meant as mockery, control, or something darker, it definitely suggests Epstein was sending a pointed signal about his relationship with Clinton. And just recently, the House Oversight Committee voted to subpoena both Bill and Hillary Clinton, reportedly to look into possible connections to Maxwell. You've probably heard of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, and let's be real, their names together are enough to send chills down your spine. Why? Because after Epstein's 2019 arrest, it was revealed they were involved in horrific crimes that shocked the world. So, what was really going on between them? It all started in 1991. Ghislaine Maxwell, daughter of British media tycoon Robert Maxwell, had just moved to New York to launch a magazine and keep her socialite lifestyle alive. She was well-connected, polished, and thanks to her dad, who owned the New York Daily News, she had instant access to Manhattan's elite. That's when she met Jeffrey Epstein.
I'm not sure exactly what the outcome will be, but definitely not good.
Now, Epstein wasn't exactly new money. He was already rich and mysterious, with a reputation for moving in powerful circles. Maxwell, on the other hand, was on the brink of losing everything. Later that same year, her father died suddenly in a boating accident. And not long after, the financial house of cards collapsed. Turns out, Robert had stolen hundreds of millions in pension funds. Ghislaine's privileged life vanished almost overnight. Her New York dream? Gone. She had to downsize, reassess, and that's where Epstein came in. He helped her get back on her feet. Some say he rescued her. Others say he bought her loyalty. By 1992, people were whispering they were a couple. But even if there was romance, money played a huge role. Prosecutors in her later trial said it clearly. Maxwell stuck around for the lifestyle. Epstein funded her lavish life, gave her properties, paid her tens of millions. Yes, millions. One witness even said she got a helicopter, paid for by Epstein. Priorities: helicopter first, morals later. But Epstein got plenty out of their relationship too. Maxwell had elite social access. Royals, politicians, celebrities. She could get into any room. Epstein? Not so much. He was rich, but socially awkward. Maxwell was the charismatic bridge, the one who brought people like Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and Prince Andrew into his orbit. One publicist put it bluntly: she was a classic social climber, and he was collecting people. It worked.
The couple was photographed widely at social events, including with some very notable faces, from President Bill Clinton to future President Donald Trump and the future First Lady, to across the Atlantic with Prince Andrew, the Duke of York.
Their relationship? Complicated. They never confirmed they were dating, but many who knew them believed Epstein and Maxwell were more than friends. Witnesses described them as very playful and even handsy in public. Maxwell's own brothers said they had been a couple at some point, but not a normal one. No shared home, no great love story, just partnership with blurred lines. Maxwell wasn't just Epstein's plus one. She ran his homes. She booked the flights, managed the staff, and even gave employees handbooks that reminded them to see nothing, hear nothing, say nothing. According to Epstein's pilots, Maxwell hired people, oversaw finances, and acted like the lady of the house. One employee said the moment she stepped in, she took over. But Ghislaine also had a much more sinister job, recruiting and grooming girls. A woman named Annie Farmer said Maxwell was key in luring her in when she was just 16. She described Maxwell and Epstein as a team, not a romantic couple, a criminal partnership.
You own an island, right?
Thank you very much.
Two islands, the islands of Dr. Moreau.
Correct.
Even after Epstein was convicted of soliciting a minor in 2006, Maxwell didn't cut ties. Sure, she started dating billionaire Ted Waite for a while, but Ghislaine stayed close to Epstein behind the scenes.
What was the crime of which you were convicted?
Two counts: one, soliciting prostitution, and procuring a minor for prostitution.
Emails from that time show Epstein encouraging her to hold her head high and act like you've done nothing wrong. Maxwell even admitted during a 2016 deposition that she still worked with him on property deals. Ghislaine said she felt loyal to him, partly because he helped her after her father died. That loyalty would come back to haunt her. Eventually, the truth caught up. In 2020, Maxwell was arrested and charged with multiple counts of sex trafficking. During her trial, victims described how she exploited them as teenagers, offering dreams but delivering trauma. Maxwell insisted she was innocent, but the jury didn't buy it.
I honestly wish I'd never met him. Looking back now,